On the past few days, we've got a full plot leak description of what's happening in Avengers Doomsday. Many insiders have confirmed this plot leak to be true, but they also said that it is missing pieces that are absolutely crucial. And of course that would be the case because this is going to be a 3-hour movie. But as always, to caution you, anything that doesn't come directly from Marvel, please take it with a grain of salt. We do this because we love this stuff and the speculation, and I could nerd out about it forever, and that's why I have this channel. So if you think it's going to ruin your Doomsday experience, you don't have to watch. You could swipe to one of my other videos if you'd like. But if you're down for this, let's get into it. Avengers Doomsday opens in New York City on Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man's Earth. He's fighting Deadpool and Wolverine, who were sent there with a planet-killing bomb built by Beast to destroy Tobey's world in order to save their own universe from an incursion. Tobey battles Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, who manages to plant the device. Wolverine stays behind when it detonates, and both he and Tobey's Spider-Man, along with everyone on that Earth, are killed. That's crazy to me, already killing off Logan again. We'll see. Deadpool escapes and returns to his own Earth, which we see in the distance. Charles Xavier watches the destroyed world below with sadness, but they had no choice. We then cut to Tony's funeral. Steve speaks with some of the heroes, including Ant-Man, before returning the stones. He goes back in time and chooses to stay with Peggy. They have a son, Jim. Of course, his name is Jim. Good old Jim from the 1960s. One day, Loki visits them. This is before the Loki Season 2 finale. He tells Steve about the TVA and warns him that they will soon prune this timeline because Steve was never meant to live there or have a son. He can take them to a universe where they don't exist and can live in peace. The Fantastic Four's universe. Before leaving, Loki gives Steve a special card to contact him. Steve and his family lived there for 10 years, which makes it even more realistic that it is him and his son watching the Fantastic Four in that scene in the movie. Did a whole video on, it's right here somewhere. We then see Dr. Doom visiting Sue and Franklin. They clearly know each other. Doom says he has to speak with Reed. He warns them about the incursions and reveals their universe is next. He proposes a plan, but they must travel with him to Earth 616, our MCU. Doom also asks Reed whether it's possible someone from another universe is living in theirs. They scan the planet and discover an anomaly, Steve and his family. They confront Steve, who recognizes them after living there for a decade. They explain the incursions and ask him to come to 616 to help convince the Avengers to trust Doom's plan. They travel there, and Steve successfully persuades the heroes to listen. Next, they visit the X-Men's universe, but the X-Men are hostile. They've survived multiple incursions and trust no one. They assume the MCU heroes and the Fantastic Four have come to destroy them and attack. Reed and Doom explain their solution to build massive cannons on each Earth that will permanently separate the universes and stop the incursions. They will split into teams and each one will go to another Earth to place a cannon there. A cannon? What are they shooting at? We'll see. Meanwhile, Steve tells Thor he met a Loki who is still alive. Thor asks Steve to take him to him. Using Loki's card, they locate the TVA, but when they arrive, everyone is dead and Loki has had his heart ripped out. They realize Doom is responsible, who reveals Steve goes back to confront Doom, who reveals his true plan, to allow the incursions to happen so he can rebuild the multiverse in his own image and resurrect his dead family. He takes Steve to his castle in Latveria on his Earth. There, Steve meets Doom's followers, masked witches. One of them impersonates Peggy to manipulate him. Doom reveals that Steve's presence in their universe is what triggered their incursion, because he didn't belong there. It also led to the death of Doom's family. Doom became obsessed with stopping the incursion, conducting dangerous experiments, one of which failed, killing his family and leaving him disfigured, forcing him to wear the armor and mask. As revenge, Doom kills Steve's son in front of him. Doom announces that the Avengers are coming, and Latveria prepares for war. The Fantastic Four, the Avengers, and the X-Men unite and march on Latveria. Thor prays to Odin, who sends an army from Valhalla to join the battle. A massive war erupts as the Earths begin to collide. Eventually, the universes crash into each other and are destroyed, killing everyone. Everyone except Doom. It's revealed that he stole Loki's powers. Using them, he creates Battleworld, resurrects everyone, and erases their memories. They believe Battleworld is all that has ever existed. We see them living new lives in this false reality. Doom sits on his throne as the Emperor of Battleworld. That's the end of that. Now again, these insiders have corroborated that this is very accurate, but it is missing huge chunks. As I said before, it's going to be a 3-hour movie. People like John Campea have also said that they don't address why Doom will have the likeness of Tony Stark, which I hate. I know they're going to wait till Secret Wars because obviously they have to reveal it eventually. He may have his mask on this whole movie, and maybe us, the viewers, will see his face, but maybe the heroes won't. So it won't have to be addressed until Secret Wars. And then of course they got to make some deeper meaning there to have it make make any sense or hold any stakes at all. I really hope it's not just this Chris Evans thing where he gets to play both the Human Torch and Captain America, because if they didn't screw this up in the first place and then try to come up with a good reason to merge these movies from different studios, he would have never been Human Torch, or he may not have ever been Captain America. Who knows? But now we have to accept that now he's playing both characters. And you know what? Maybe they'll do a cool little spin where they explain that likeness as well. I would like that. I would much rather that than then just vamping on the fact that the same actor could play two characters. Why are you judging? Because it should be judged. I love RDJ, but the only reason I love that he's in this role is that there's going to be some explanation of why he looks like Stark. And yes, I want it to be that he was adopted as a Stark or something. He's originally Victor Von Doom, and he is adopted by the Starks, and the Tony Stark that we knew was actually Victor Von Doom the whole time in this variant, in this universe, and Kang made it so. Like, that's more interesting and intriguing to me. Or it's the twin theory, that he had an identical twin, and that twin was pruned by the TVA because they saw the type of future that he would have, and then washed the minds of Howard and Maria Stark and Tony that they ever had a son and brother. And that again would be a better reason as to why they look the same. Other than just like, well, he's playing this too, or Chris Evans could do it. Why? Because why would they do that again? It just would be silly to me. Anyways, getting back to this. There are things in this that also kind of rub me the wrong way, like cannons. We're shooting cannons at what? At other Earths? Charles Xavier and Hank would not ever resort to having to concoct something to destroy another universe. I mean, maybe those are the stakes. Maybe we just have to buy into that. But I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if that's what happens in the comics. I'm still waiting on my Secret Wars comic to come in. But I've heard that this is directly based off of Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars. So how accurate is that? I'm not really sure, but I think that that's silly. We just cannons. Just blow them out of the water. And apparently they don't work anyways. But having Doom resurrect everybody, that makes sense to me, especially if they're killing off Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Tobey's Spider-Man right away, because there are talks of all three Spider-Man, Tobey, Andrew, and Tom being in Secret Wars and being together and everybody uniting in that sense. And don't we all want to see that? Of course we do. I want to see everything that happened in No Way Home, but even better with the Avengers and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. What? Is that too much? Am I asking too much? Anyway, you let me know your thoughts on this plot leak. I know it's already been out there, but I had to talk about it with someone. Anyways, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, tap that notification bell for live updates. I'm Pauly Duca. This is Pauly's Perspective, and as always, thanks for nerding out with me.